Phantasmagoria. We're going to go live in the ninth round. This is for an EMS qualifier, I believe, but my partner at hand can explain a bit more about that because I'm not sure what it actually is. It's EMS, I know, but I'm not sure if it's playoff. And, of course, I'm joined by Metas. Metas, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Looking forward to this match. Obviously, we already saw Phantasmagoria go against TSC, which turned out to be a fairly one-sided matchup. And now they are going against, of course, the Giants of LowLandLions in the second round playoff in EMS, and to just answer your question. So, obviously, two very good teams battling it out here for a worthy prize. So, hopefully, this is going to be a real cracker.
Yeah, indeed. Obviously, we saw Phantasmagoria at first. They didn't have a huge challenge. I think I'm allowed to say that at least. TSC, obviously, less experienced than Phantasmagoria. And I just want to touch on the fact as well, this I think will be Robon's last game for Phantasmagoria for a year or so. Apparently he has to go to the army, because apparently in Norway it's like, he's obligated to, like he has to do it. I think that's right?
Army duty, basically like conscription for a year from what I understand in Norway. So he's going and joining there tomorrow. So obviously today is probably going to be his last kind of Phantasmagoria focus matchup for quite some time. I was speaking to Zabza before this match a bit earlier on, and they're very close friends. I mean, Robons and Zabza have been best friends over Call of Duty for the last 8 years, he told me, so obviously he's pretty devastated about that, as he's going to pretty much lose his friend for about a year, so kind of sad times for Phantasmagoria, actually.
Yeah, and obviously with a player like Robons, it's a huge loss to the team, and if you've got a connection like that for 8 years, it's going to take a big blow, but hey, we don't know what the future holds for Phantasmagoria as of yet, but I'm sure we will find out. But tonight, Vince, predictions. Obviously, we've seen, I think it was actually last night, we missed it, LowLandLions, I think, beat a Nexus in a clan-based cup final. Sadly, I was asleep, and I'm not sure what else happened there, but yeah, what's your prediction going into this matchup?
Well, I do love stories, so I'd like to see Phantasmagoria win this, Robons to kind of leave it on high. So I would hope Phantasmagoria win this, but obviously two huge teams, LowLandLions off the back of a really good result against the Nexus, as he said. So really, it's anyone's game. You know, these two are very good teams. We've seen them duke it out a few times, NZ. So I think this is going to go to a third map. Of course, it's best of 3 formats, so it's going to be quite a nice, long, intense affair here.
Absolutely. As I think most times we've seen LowLandLions come out on top, the majority of times that we've casted these two, but Phantasmagoria in all of the matchups have got close, so I'm looking for a close game, but we were kind of the same with Antwerp Aces v Fan, and Fan with a really bad game there. I think they actually lost 13-2 against Aces. Obviously not a great result for them, of course.
Yeah, that was a bit of a train wreck for Phantasmagoria, but you know, after the match they were still very gracious in that defeat. You know, Zabs, I spoke to him quite a lot recently. He's a really, really nice guy. So these guys are going to hold their heads up whatever happens, probably already forgot about that result, and they're just going to kind of plough on. And as I said before, NZ teams of this caliber, they're going to get beat. I mean, it's just a part of the Call of Duty 4 learning process, and they'll just come back stronger. So hopefully we are going to see a very close match here.
Yeah, hopefully they'll just brush it off their shoulders and take this one as it comes, but I think we're going to go live now. Yeah, we are. I'm going to take it away with Zabza, with that scope, rushed straight into bottom 8, and entering the doorway, and setting his sights on hardware and middle, but no frags are going to come of it, as all players are still left standing, as Fan look to be pushing this A site, as they're just staying around that generators area looking for a pick, but a couple of players of Fan have gone into that site, as Froz is going to deny Katana of making any progress, as COD4 looks for the floor bang, and that's probably the wrong thing to do, as Vey comes up the stairs and gets an easy frag down onto COD4. Chubi with a reply as Robons goes down, and Chubi with the second, and Chubi with the third, and we've already seen a free man come about in this matchup as Chubi with a pre-fire on the stairs tags up Vey to little help, but Vey's going to come out on top. Froz with a wall bang, and really out of nowhere Chubi with that free man. Awesome stuff in the first round. Maybe that's just a sign of an awesome game to come.
showing just how effective that SMG is on defense in A. Just obliterating that attack there, as Ono will open up this round to Rob on's face straight back onto Chubi. Quite an odd grenade. Normally you try and land that grenade on the red car, but obviously deciding to go a bit further over as a lot of people wait for that car to explode. So smart play from him, as Zabza will pick up that scope kill onto Mycin. So all even at 3-3. Fan looking at this B push, as Katana has already pushed way down into B alley. Elking with that bomb is going to be following up here as Ono has been dropped. It's just going to be the one more player in B. It's going to be Froz in hardware. Could be in the thick of the action. 2 players to his left in B alley. And the third has pushed onto the bomb site. So Froz going to go all the way around the back. COSJ starting to move now. Has landed a grenade onto Elking. Looking for a second onto red car. Doesn't manage to land it as Zabza will come out on top. Froz is going to come around the corner here. You can see the bomb planter. Will take down the bomb planter. 1 versus 1. Froz versus Zabza. And Zabza's going to try the quick shot here. Has missed it. Gets the second one in the head of Froz and pulls it back to a 1-1. Great play from Zabza there. But Froz very nearly managed to do the 3v1 kind of B defense there. Either way, 1-1 NZ, and it started really, really well here.
Started very well indeed, as I'm going to pick it up to Ono as he does get that first frag down on the board for LowLandLions, as Zabza will go down to scope-on-scope action there. Ono comes out on top as he goes towards that link area, gets yet another onto Robon's. Froz with a frag of his own before that. COSJ and Katana trading blows as Katana with the second of the round. Froz goes down, Katana on an inch of health, but he is going to regenerate, as that's how COD4 works, as he's going to spray onto that mid-8, as he receives a couple tags himself, but he is actually able to escape death. I'm not sure how this guy's still up, as Ono's there with the scope, but Chubi's going to have a cheeky peek around the corner, get the frag and the round. That's 2-1, and a very nice round there from LowLandLions.
Absolutely, just pull it straight back in their favour again. And it's really down to Fan to try and push these bomb sites. I'm noticing that Zabza is that bomb carrier, and of course he is also the scope. So it gives you an indication that they're trying to lock down the sites before getting that bomb in and dropping it in a precarious position. As Katana has come under heavy fire, but will take down the opposite SMG of COSJ. Elking was dropped previously in this round, so we are of course all back to an even affair. Mycin very aggressively pushing up, but he's decided to kind of lay in wait and stop that B push in its tracks. Also a nice position, because if it's cool, they're starting to push on Crash and bottom A, then he can just kind of peek around as he's about to do now. Katana has also took down Chubi, gets his third onto Ono as well. He's opened up this A site brilliantly, gets his fourth. Katana on the foreman. He's looking for that ace, but Robons will come and take that ace from under his nose, denying it. Back to 2-2 Enzi, but we've already seen a couple 3-mans, and Katana dropping that 4-man for good measure as well.
So in 4 rounds, we've seen 2 3-mans and a 4. So really, this is a great game already, as Ono is going to pick up bait early on with the first frag once again. Mycin with that AK on B long is going to take down Zabza, so the scope down early on for Phantasmagoria. Mycin got a clear B alley here. We're going to switch over, as there's not going to be much action transpiring on that B site. COSJ in the spot. I always see him sit, and that is just on the mid stairs, proning and leaning to the left, as Chubi will pick up a frag onto Elking with the SMG around bottom 8, as a Phantasmagoria player is making his way into A. Mycin's going to be there though at link, as Katana will take down Froz. Katana last man standing 1v4, as Ono has tagged Katana up, and yet again he's on an inch of health, and Chubi's going to be there to pick up the frag. Katana goes down, 3-2 is your scoreline.
I'm sorry, Enzi, I'm back, dude. Don't know what happened there. Anyway, 3-2 is the scoreline. I'm going to follow on to Mr. Vey. He's very aggressively pushing down this B. Ali has picked up that frag onto Mycin with a grenade. He's going to continue to push down as he gets a flash, and there's Ono with a quick scope onto Vey. Obviously, kind of deciding that B push was definitely a threat, so through the flash, perfect flash it turned out to be, but Katana will go straight back onto COSJ. So Phantasmagoria have kept that 1-man advantage going in this round. Having said that though, Frost has pulled it back to an all-even affair as Zabza will go down. Katana heavily tags up Ono. You could only see his head there, so probably feels a bit hard done by. There wasn't a frag, but Chubi comes round from the side, picks up the frag onto Katana. Now a 3v2 against Phantasmagoria. Chubi looking for a second frag, will get it as Robons is caught with his pants down reloading. And that's going to leave just Elking all by himself. The only thing working in his favour is he has that bomb on A. So he could possibly get this plant down, but Ono is looking where he's coming around the corner, but Froz will pick up that frag. Had Froz not have landed it, though, Ono was literally just about to fire onto Elking. 4-2 the scoreline, NZ, and this has started off really, really blisteringly quick.
Indeed, very fast-paced action here. Hasn't really come down to the last seconds. It's just kind of fast-paced action. We're seeing as Zabza's going to get the early kill onto Myson on B long, as Vay's already in back A right now. As the smoke comes down, and a fan looking to push this site, as there's going to be Kosjay on the stairs, takes down Vay. Did see one passing though into A garden, as Kosjay will pick off Elking. Robons though with the reply. Kosjay goes down, and all of a sudden it's a 2v3. Robons with that fake, and he's waiting on that mid stairs. Tubi with the kill onto Katana. Even it all up, Zabza and Robons left standing. Zabza missing a shot onto Ono there. Entering back A, as Ono is going to search for this kill, as he does hear footsteps around the hardware garden area. And obviously that is Zabza, making a bit too much noise, I think, as Chibi will pick up yet another. That's his second onto Robon. Zabza going to drop down from sandbags. Ono obviously hearing that, as Ono will get a beautiful shot onto Zabza. Finish the round off 5-2. And what I've kind of noticed, Fan are doing a really good job of getting it into A, but they're just not capitalising on it.
Indeed, it just seems that the likes of Tubi at the moment, who's top fragging for his team, are just way too good with that SMG. Pushing those areas, his timing so far in this matchup has been exquisite. I've seen him a couple times just peeking around that corner at the right time, at the right place, and picking up those frags. But this round has definitely started off in Phantasmagoria's hands, as they've picked up two. Ono and Froz have both been taken out this round, and it looks like, again, they're favouring this kind of B push, as they already have a player kind of going around the back. It's going to be Robons who's in hardware guns, but there's Tubi once again with that timing peak. Brilliant stuff from him. And Elking with that bomb looks to be pushing towards A, as Faye will go on to Tubi. Kosjay taking down Katana. He is prone at the very bottom of A, but Phantasmagoria still have that player advantage. Zabza outside of blue. Elking on generators with that bomb. And finally Vay is going to come from behind on A. Only Kosjay stands between them and this A plant. Having said that though, Myson is going to open up here from the sandbag roof onto Vay. Back to a 2v2 again. And seems that Elking now has said, kind of, screw it, I'm going to go B. So they've really played around with where this bomb's been going. They've looked to go A, now going to go B. But Myson in apartments is definitely going to be in the thick of the action any second now, as that bomb is going down from Elking. Unfortunately for Myson, he didn't actually see Elking crossing, and Elking is going to get that bomb down. Myson heavily tagging up Elking. Zabza has spotted Myson, but Myson gets the upper hand, gets the frag, tries to get the second onto Elking. So nearly does so. Elking's heavily tagged here, and Kosjay's coming from red car, so I think Elking's days are numbered, but he has opted to push back a tiny bit. Can see Kosjay peeking round now. Kosjay's going to push him with the SMG and does frag Elking and get the easy defuse, and that's going to be 6-2 NZ. And, you know, Phantasmagoria really need to stop this rut, because at the moment they're just losing rounds thick and fast.
Yeah, that was really Myson's work. They're getting them exit frags on the B site. Really well defended, and obviously Kosjay with that final frag, closing off it and winning it. And making it 6-2, as I'm actually following onto Myson here. Made his way, Link very quickly, could see himself with a couple frags. Did miss quite a bit on the guy in mid with the SMG. Does see him cross back onto Broken Walls. Myson makes his way up towards the top hardware area, looking for sight on the blue. Has got spotted, receives a few tags. He's going to look for that frag, as Robons is going to land a grenade onto Kosjay. Froz now goes down from the headshot from Katana, as Myson has rotated onto that red car, but I'm going to switch up onto Vay as he's made his way through mid, gets a frag onto Ono, one's to his left. Obviously Myson's going to be there, as Myson is going to spot Vay. Vay goes down. Zabza there with the scope, however, and is going to look for the kill, as he does hear a player to his right. Obviously has an AK and a scope at his disposal. Tubi, on the other hand, will die courtesy of Elking's AK-47. Myson with the second, and there's the plant from Elking, as Myson will get taken down from Zabza, still prowling around that hardware garden area, and well scouted there, as that's going to be 6-3. And what do you think Fan really need to do here, Vince, to kind of get back into this one? Or do you think it's just like, you just don't know?
They seem a bit hesitant, Enzi. I mean, a couple of times we've seen their SMGs push down B very aggressively, but they don't really have any backup, as their range and scope is kind of lingering around blue for a bit too long. So I'd like to see them fully commit to one bomb, perhaps throw a couple of just all-out rushes in there, and see what happens, because Chubi at the moment is going huge with a double frag. Kozjay comes back with one of his own. Ono adds to the mix, and suddenly Zabza is in a 1 versus 4, gets a nice flick shot onto Chubi, who had pushed all the way round to the spawn. Zabza bites a skull bullet, gets a really nice shot in midair onto Kozjay. That was all about reactions, looking for another one. Ono's in A, Myson top of the glitch roof. So Zabza has taken down half of the team that were facing him, but needs to go to better here. Ono's staring at Link, and Myson literally hasn't moved a muscle. There we go. There is life yet in Myson. Now looking towards blue. Zabza still kind of lingering around this mid-crash area. Looks like he's going to push into A slowly but surely. Ono also has an SMG at his disposal. Zabza's picked up the bomb, but he has made noise. Ono seems to have heard it. Ono has seen him. Zabza saw Ono as well. There is a chance of a scope off here, but Ono has pushed the top of A instead. Myson's going to try and get the frag onto Zabza, but he looks just slightly too late. And Zabza may have actually escaped him, but no, Myson will get him in the back. He bided his time, waited like a coiled viper, and struck at the optimum time. And that'll be 7-3, NZ. And like I said before, again, I mean, you had Chubi just pushing in there, gets 2 frags comfortably, and there doesn't really seem to be any coordination or any complete commitment to a bomb site here. It just seems to be kind of like feeling the opposition, and maybe they just need to be a bit stronger and stamp their authority down.
A bit more confident in pushing them bomb sites, because as you said, they seem a bit hesitant, and they just have to be, and put that confidence in rushing towards that bomb site and getting that bomb down. But obviously, with the likes of Chubi performing this well at the moment, it's pretty hard, as there is actually a player rushing up. Bialy Zabza is going to receive a few tags to the face, but he's not going to drop, as Froz and Zabza previously both get a grenade frag each, so it's all even at 4v4 now. Zabza has retrieved that AK-47. There has been gunfire from Link, so Zabza's going to wait top B and look for the frag. He does get the frag. Ono goes down. Robons gets a frag of his own as well. So 2 doubles from both Robons and Zabza, as the last man standing of Froz is left standing, but he's not going to be standing for long, as he does drop courtesy of Vate. And 7-5 will be a very good result for Fan, considering they were, I believe, 6-2 down.
They were, and if they can pull this back to 7-5, NZ, I think they'll be pretty happy, all things considered. So there is still a good chance of this being relatively even at half-time, especially as Chubi, who once again for LowLandLions really came alive. 13 frags for 8 deaths. He has gone down early in this round. Myson straight back onto Vay though. And Zabza with that scope has pushed very fast into A. This is what I was talking about with the commitment. 3 players in bottom A already, and Kitana is trying to cover them from mid, just staring out of top blue. Either way, Robons is in A, he's going to go for the wall banks. But there's 2 players from LowLandLions who are just outside of A. It's going to be Kozjay and Ono with that scope. He's pushing in with the deagle, but Robons peeks round and does pick up that frag. It's going to be all down to Kozjay. He's picked up 1. Now getting some support from Froz, who does get that kill onto Zabza, as Robons will take him down. 2v1. This will be a 3v1 if he manages to pull this one out the bag. But he's got Kozjay lurking below him, and Myson on Link. And that bomb is down in a precarious position, so it's all about Robon's movement here. It's all about the timing. Having said that, though, he's going to be relatively uncontested to pick up that bomb. And indeed, he has the bomb now. If he peeks, Myson could see him. Kozjay, though, will pick up that frag onto Robons. Unfortunately for Robons, he didn't have too many options. He had no idea where the 2 players were, and that's going to be 8-4 at half-time, Enzi. But still, I think they're going to be quite happy with that after going 6-2 behind. They're still in this map.
Yeah, and you know, a few people still say defense is the easier side, but you know, I think that's changed over the past few months. You know, Crash is kind of evened out in terms of playing, and I think both sides are pretty even. You know, so we're just gonna have to wait and see how LowLandLions do on the attack. If they're gonna play it aggressive like we always normally see them, or if they're gonna slow down a little bit. Vince, what are you expecting to see here?
Well, I expect Chubi to be very aggressive here. I mean, I think it was kind of a positive for him I know this is going to sound strange, but when Mama left, I think it actually suited Tubi, because I honestly believe with SMG he's much stronger than an AK. I mean, since Mama left and he's picked up this SMG NC, how many times have we seen him just motoring down the position and killing 2 or 3 or 4 people in a row? You know, it's happened time and time again. Yeah. Really, really, I'm looking to Tubi to try and produce something special here on attack. I think he's going to be very aggressive, so definitely my player to watch out for here.
Well, let's follow it on to Tubi and see how he does for this first round. The opening grenade going to come out, dodge that one to the left, and push mid. Completely aggressive, as you said, as Katana actually onto Glitch Roof is going to kill Tubi. So Commentator's Curse coming in there. As we decide to follow somebody, he does die, as Vey will follow up with a frag onto COD4. Ono, however, will get a kill of his own onto Zabza. Scope on scope action once again. Ono out on top, as LowLandLions look to be supporting this B push here, as all players are on that B alley. And there is Elking behind a slab, and he's going to peek up. He's going to see 3 players as Ono gets a frag, but Elking with 2 tags up. Froz on the verge of getting a third, gets tagged up in reply. Elking shooting the pavement. Oh, and Elking on B alley with the 3-man. Wow, Elking just behind that concrete slab, and he just peeks up and dominates that LowLandLions side. And that was awesome stuff from Elking right there. Froz nearly got the frag, but Elking was too good.
Yeah, Elking was on 2 for 11 before that action, now moves to 5 for 11, so hopefully that's going to give him some inspiration to rinse and repeat as 2 Phantasmagoria frags have came in. Looking good for them on defense. Make that 3, make that 4, as just Froz remains now in blue. Once again, empty, surprise, surprise. Froz, the last remaining LowLandLion player. And he has all 5 players to contest with, but Robons will pick up that kill. 8-6. 2 very, very confident defense rounds for Phantasmagoria. Already made that deficit come down to a 2-round lead for the LowLandLions. And I wouldn't be surprised if they close the gap even further.
Absolutely. As it looks like Fan are favouring this defense side so far, as Katana is going to be the first to get a kill. Onto Ono with that grenade, as I'm following onto Vey with that SMG. Tubi, on the other hand, is going to get an SMG kill of his own onto Katana. As Vey's just waiting on this bin, waiting for a player to peek, just waiting for someone to come into his sight. He does see one on the generators area, peeks down as soon as a player spots him from the LowLandLions side. So I'm going to switch over. Let's follow it on to Tubi, as he looks like he's going to be leading this push. It's COD4. I literally just saw him get blown up point blank from a grenade. Brilliant stuff from Robons, as Tubi is going to lead this push into A. There is actually a Phantasmagoria player on the trenches area, one in mid-A as well. And the bomb is lurking around the top broken area, as Tubi is going to get up onto that jump, get the frag onto Vase. The trenches is all clear out, and the only player stopping that A push is the guy on mid-A, but he's receiving a few tags. Tubi's going to push up, and they're going to meet any time soon. Tubi does hear that gun switch, but the bomb is in spawn, and Froz is making his way onto A. Soon they're going to have to come back for it, as Robons is going to make sure Tubi gets no more frags. Froz on the verge of death. Robons with the second. Froz goes down 8-7 there, and they actually left the bomb in spawn there. That could have ended in disaster. They could have got the kill on the guy in A, and they would have had a free bomb. They wouldn't have had a bomb.
Indeed. Indeedy. And 3 rounds on the trot for Phantasmagoria, Renzi. Very, very confident defense as Elking's open up once again. Meissen returns fire onto Katana in the form of a grenade. Looks like it's going to be a B push here from LowLandLions. Zabza heavily tags up Tubi, who aggressively once again has pushed into hardware, the point man, and actually he's gone back out into the alley. Now going to push down as the smoke coverage is blooming dead ahead of him. Only the one player is going to be retaliating here, but it's going to be Elking, the 3-man master from previously. He's picked up 1, picks up 2, picks up a 3rd very nearly as they lined up, but the 2 frags he did get could be critical in this round, especially as Zabza has picked up the pieces onto Meissen, and that's going to leave Tubi all by himself in a 1 versus 3, top of hardware with that bling deagle. Let's have a look at the position. Zabza seems to have some horrible lag problems in apartments. Vey's top of A with that deagle, and Robons is camping little corner next to hardware with the SMG. You can hear Tubi jumping around like a madman, as Tubi is opting to go past red car. There's Zabza with the deagle. Chubi unfortunately making just a bit too much noise, and that gap has been well and truly filled here, Enzi. 8-8 is the scoreline, and that is a massive momentum shift in this matchup. Phantasmagoria with 4 in a row.
Yeah, indeed. A sudden burst of energy coming from the Phantasmagoria side as Katana once again is the first player to draw blood in this matchup as Chubi will go down. So the talisman for LowLandLions right now is down, and they're going to have to work without him. As let's follow on to Myson. He has got the SMG in hand. Robon's with the headshot down onto COD4, as Myson has got that bomb. As he does see a player run into trenches, that is Katana. Was a bit stupid to stand out in the open there. Katana had the supreme positioning to take Myson down, and does so indeed, as they will also land the kill onto Ono. So all down to Froz right now, 1v5, and how many times have we seen this guy pull off clutches? If anyone can do it, he can, but it isn't going to be this time. He does get 1 kill, but it isn't going to be enough, as they will finish him off with the headshot. And that's going to be 9-8. So what was 8-4 has come to 9-8 for Phantasmagoria. Incredible stuff.
I just honestly think, Enzi, that the awesome work that Elking has done in B is really shutting off one of those options for LowLandLions, and they seem a bit lost at the moment. I mean, Chubi's doing his best with his aggressive pushes, but it's not really working out right now. And they're going to push into hardware, but the smoke kind of cleared, and there's Elking to once again rain down supreme with the AK-47. Chubi has been put in his place for this round. And that's just going to leave the one player in the form of COD4 on hardware. He has people above him here. Can he pick up a couple of frags? The answer is no, as Elking will pick up his second at a very slow start, but he's moved to 10 for 12 now. This defense has been very kind to him. And it's going to be a 2v5 as Elking's looking down B alley, looking for another frag. Zabza will shut down Froz. The last player is in B alley. Will Elking get the frag? Heavily tagged him up. He's going to drop. Finally gets that kill in the head of Myson as he drops to the SMG. And Elking is an absolute revelation on crash defense. And to be completely honest, Enzi, I see why the Triple L team have called a timeout here. That's 6 rounds in a row to Phantasmagoria.
Well, I was on about people favouring sides, but really, Fan, I weren't expecting this. You know, on attack they didn't look too confident. They finished the half at 8-4, I believe, and all of a sudden they turned on to defence. And we've just seen a new side from Phantasmagoria because they are on a roll right now. LowLandLions are forced to take that timeout because they need to fix something. Otherwise, Phantasmagoria are just going to keep rolling through this Triple L side, and the game is going to be over shortly if they didn't call this. So hopefully they're going to use this timeout for the good, discuss what's going wrong, maybe change a few things in their tactics, and bring this one home for a Triple L.
Yeah, I mean, if you're on the Triple L voice comms right now, NC, what would you be saying? What do you think are the weaknesses in their attack? What do you think they need to change up here?
I honestly don't know. That's the weird thing. I think Chubi actually finished the half at 16 frags, and he hasn't got one this half, so it seems that they're just denying them SMGs so well, you know, getting into that A site. Phantasmagoria, on the other hand, on attack, were actually getting in the A site really easy. They just weren't capitalizing on this. So I think Phantasmagoria, if they had an even bigger lead right now, if they capitalized on all the stuff they did on attack, but they didn't. So really, I haven't really got an answer for you. All I know is that Phantasmagoria are doing a hell of a job at stopping LowLandLions pushing these bomb sites, and they're just coming off really good right now. But I'll throw the question back at you, Vince. What are you noticing?
Well, what I've noticed is that, you know, Triple L haven't really pushed A aggressively yet. I've seen them pushing down mid a few times, and B, of course, which is playing into Elking's hands. But I'd love to see Chubi and COD4 just really rush the hell out of A, even for one round, and see how it works out. Because clearly the mid-B push isn't really working. I'm seeing the two SMGs push down mid, but as soon as that smoke clears, they're getting absolutely picked to pieces off Elking and Katana as well. So something has to change. I would like to see them try and push A couple rounds and see how that works out for them.
Yeah, well, maybe we're going to see this round coming. You want to take it away?
Yeah, let's take it away. I'm going to follow on to the first SMG I come to for LowLandLions. It's going to be Chubi. COD4 and Chubi both good spawns. Looks like Chubi is going to push A here. Although he's going to wait a little while before he does so. Throw the flash, and the grenade over. Looks like an A push, but a player has came in. It will be Katana who picks up both of the SMGs. On Crash, finally down from Froz. But now Froz is the last remaining player. He has the bomb in blue, and there's Vey for the second frag. So they did try that fast A push, almost listening to what I was saying. But Katana also must have heard the script and read it. And he's just there in the right place, the right time. Picks up both the SMGs, and he's moved to 20 frags actually, NZ. Playing great stuff here.
Exactly what I said. They're just stopping everything this LowLandLions team do. They're doing a great job at just stopping them pushes. And after a timeout, they're like, yeah, let's bring this back. And then Phantasmagoria just pull out around like that. It can only be more demoralizing for LowLandLions as it goes on. But as I've been talking, 2 frags have come out for the favor of LowLandLions. So it looks like a round for them is in order as Elking and Katana drop. But Robon's, on the other hand, is going to take Ono down. Zabza missing the shot, and that could have been crucial, but is going to pick one up onto Tubi. So a little redeem there. Zabza going to jump onto the wall. Cheeky AK spray onto Koshe. Could find his third right here. Not going to happen. Myson is going to deny him that as LowLandLions have that clear B site. But Vey is making a rotate right now as the grenade comes out. Vey does dodge it, and Vey could see himself a double frag, does see the bomb going down, tags both players but not able to finish even one off, as that was a nice round from LowLandLions, but I must say it was a bit sloppy.
It was, but a round is a round, NC, and that has broken that absolute steamroll that Phantasmagoria went on there. Of 7 rounds in a row. So perhaps LowLandLions now are going to brush themselves down and say, hey, look, these guys aren't invulnerable on defense. Let's get some rounds back. Let's take this map or even into overtime. As 2 frags have came and gone. Kozj and Robons, both SMG frags down to Tubi and Robons respectively. Very, very slow round this from LowLandLions actually. 2 players in B alley. Ono trying to get some picks into hardware. Not much happening. We've had a couple of blisteringly quick rounds, and this one's definitely gone back down to snail's pace. But perhaps some tense kind of nerves going on here, but Katana has opened up the deadlock onto Myson. Phantasmagoria looking good again. All 3 LowLandLions players very much static. Kozj, the only one that's really moving around. He's going to go into Crash now, but has to be careful because you got Zabza and some of the range in the form of Katana and Elking still up, but Vey will take down Kozj. Froz is the last player remaining. Not looking good for LowLandLions here. This is going to be 3 map points they're going to have to defend unless Froz can pull off this 1v3 clutch. He's been heavily tagged, pushing into hardware. Finished off by Zabza. 12-9 the scoreline, NZ. And as I said before, they're going to have to win the next 3 to take this into overtime. Overtime is best case scenario for Triple L right now.
Indeed it is, and it doesn't look very likely because Phantasmagoria are playing absolutely outstanding, and it shows how well they can play. The Antwerp Aces game was probably a one-off now, and they're trying to prove that as Tubi will get the first. Robons, on the other hand, will get the second of the round, but Tubi with the second of his tally for this round. Vey with the deagle down onto Froz. Robons in the spawn is retreating from a player in B alley, and Ono's going to get the better of him with that deagle. As LowLandLions look to be pushing this B side, as Kozj will pick off Katana, and Vey is your last man standing. Misses deagle shots left, right and centre, does hit a couple, but Tubi's going to take advantage of that. It's going to be 12-10, and like you said, the best case scenario right now for LowLandLions is the overtime.
Absolutely, and therefore I'm going to follow Kozj. Got a very good spawn, looks to be pushing into A fast. This is what I was hoping for. But grenades are coming down, very narrowly escapes from that grenade that landed on front A. Going to go into A right now, going to be a player in trenches, and there's Vey who's actually in the cubby hole, and he will get that SMG kill onto Kozj. And you can see just how split up the LowLandLions team are. The 2 SMGs are basically doing their own thing, going off ahead. Don't have too much support. Vey picked up the second frag as I was talking. Froz has also been down. Ono comes back with the deagle onto Katana, but 2 versus 4. Looks to me like Phantasmagoria are going to be winning Crash here. But Ono and Kozj are going to try and do their best to make sure that doesn't happen. Ono was in bottom 8, trying to spray across, but nothing really landing. And now you're seeing, actually isn't Kozj, my apologies, overlay bug, it's actually Myson with the bomb on Crash with the Bling AK. are looking to try and work together here, but they're simply losing on the numbers game, especially as Elking has opened up onto one. Going to try and get his second frag here onto Ono, who's hiding in the archer. He's been tagged heavily. Now going to push out. And you got to feel it's only a matter of time before his life is ended in this 1v4, and Elking will pick up his second. And that will be 13-10 NZ. Definitely deserved win in the end for Phantasmagoria. We're 8-4 behind at half-time and managed to win 13-10. Absolutely awesome stuff.
Awesome stuff indeed from Phantasmagoria, and really showing that Aces game was a one-off, because that was honestly a great game from Phantasmagoria, a brilliant comeback, and obviously we have the luxurious pleasure of casting map number 2 as well, and a possible map number 3. I'm not sure what map number 2 actually is.
Yeah,
I just have to wait and see.
The way it works, Andy, at EMS is the winner of the first map, sorry, the loser of the first map gets to pick the second map. So Crash was always going to be first map, and because LowLandLions have lost the first map, they get choice, and they've picked City Streets.